What is it to spiritually awaken? What is it to become woke? In today's episode, I'm going to share with you all of the information in a very powerful context, in a very powerful story, so that you can gain a snippet at the depth of information that we all have access to within the Akashic records. First of all, greetings, infinite blessings, and welcome to another episode of Together We Rise. My name is Kane Stromberg, and it is my honour, purpose, passion and privilege to inspire you to empower yourself. I have been on an awakening journey, let's say, to use labels to allow a better understanding. But before we go any further, I'd like to ask that you actually start to take off labels from things. As if you label something left or right, you limit it to exist only in the left or the right. If you label something as masculine or feminine, you exist only in that single form without the completion and unity of the entire aspect of self. I'm divine feminine, yeah, but you're also divine masculine. And actually, I have just released a video about why we need to stop calling our Mother Earth our mother, and actually why we need to allow for the male aspects of the planet to be reignited within the collective, as there will always need to be a balance in the equation. So if the body that is the earth is feminine, then we as a collective have to bring balance and be masculine. It is being too masculine that is destroying the planet and humanity, and it's time to regain, to reignite, to remember who we are and bring that balance back to the equation, to bring a world of true equality. So, allow me to explain what the awakening journey is like. When we're asleep, when we're in the matrix, plugged in, going about our life, we feel a bit hazy, a bit foggy, like a sheep that kind of follows the flock. Almost like there's some cotton wool between your head and you can't quite see or hear clearly. You go about trying to cover up this feeling of emptiness inside by achieving things outside yourself, by completing yourself with other people, by ingesting certain poisons, in truth, to bring you a good time, by eating crappy foods and watching shit on telly. Life for me was like walking around in a foggy maze. I wasn't sure where I was going or what I was doing or even really who I was. I could see around me to a point, but I didn't know what the purpose in it all was or which direction to take. Try this way for a while, try that way for a while, and I always seemed to end up feeling void and incomplete. In my awakening journey, which I know is very, very similar to many others, there was a form and an experience that brought great suffering upon the egoic self to allow for it to stop. I experienced a state of deep rest, which is what depression is. It's when you go into a state of deep rest, and it is in that deep rest when your ego almost gives up. The ego is there to protect you, to keep you safe, to keep you in a position where it understands what is around it and a feeling of authority over its surroundings and the people around it. Well, the ego doesn't understand, it condemns. This is the reason for all sorts of isms. So in the darkness, I stopped and I gave up. And by giving up, and then actually taking a moment to look around, in the darkness was the first time that I ever saw the direction the light was coming from. In the fog, I could tell that there was a light, but I didn't know where it was coming from because the fog dispersed that light over such a large area and left me trapped. By going into the darkness, I discovered the direction the light was coming from, and I went upon a journey towards that light. I ventured through the maze and I discovered a door, and the door required a key to unlock, to open. And I knew that I could stay outside the door looking at the light under the crack, experiencing a bit of happiness, or I could venture back into the fog, back into the maze. The fog was now removed, but it required venturing back into the darkness in order to discover the key. And that is what I did. I ventured back into the depths of myself, the depths of my consciousness, the depths of my psyche, the depths of the universe. I ventured into hell. There I met the devil. I walked hand in hand with him, shook his hand, thanked him for all his learnings, and then went upon my way. After a very, very long time and a lot of very deep and traumatic remembrances, I discovered the key. I went back to the door and I unlocked it, and I set myself free. And by setting myself free, I can now do the work to bring you this liberation and freedom. It is love that is the answer. It is love that is the key. A key that will unlock a door deep within and set not only you, but the whole world free. Whatever the question, the answer is love. If somebody is being an arsehole to you, they know not what they do. They're so separated from the truth of who they are that they require even more compassion and acceptance. Acceptance is the first step. Accept everything of the past in order to allow for full acceptance and integration of it to then move forward from it. I've recently released a video on YouTube of why you must stop trying to heal yourself and what to do instead. And I'd like to actually quickly introduce a story to allow for a picture of this to be implanted in your mind. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. Make sure you hit the notification button, subscribe to the channel now. I'll wait whilst you do it. And share this video with anybody it may assist. To try to heal yourself means that you believe there is something wrong with yourself. There is nothing wrong with the universe. There is nothing wrong with God's creation. It is all perfect as you are perfect, in completion. It is the separation which brings the feeling of emptiness, and it is the reintegration which brings completion. Enlightenment is to exist in an acceptance state of all that is within the light. Yet in order to accept, you must first acknowledge that there are dark aspects of reality and that there are actual dark aspects of yourself, as well as the light. You accept everything for what it is in completion, knowing that the stormy days are just as beneficial and necessary as the sunny ones, that to experience pain or pleasure are both the same thing. They're both just an experience. There is nothing to be healed. There is only a remembrance to gain, an integration. You go into the darkness, you discover the parts of yourself lost and fragmented there, and you integrate them back into the self. Then, with full acceptance of everything in existence, you can exist and experience that state of enlightenment, accepting everything as it is. So picture yourself. This is an understanding of the requirement for healing. Again, removing the label of healing and just putting in place learnings, discovery, experience. It's all an experience, an adventure. But I will use the label healing to bring an understanding of the depths that the ego will go to. Picture yourself as a building. Your physical avatar self is the building. You ensure that the building is well maintained, well presented. You make sure that the paint looks nice on the outside, that the windows are clean, that the roof is solid and that the foundations are secure. Some people go about actually spending more time focused on the exterior of the building than the interior, and others in a vice versa manner. But this is all perfect, as it was all an experience. The people that live inside the building also require sustenance, maintenance. They need food and warmth and the shelter of that building. The people inside the building are the different aspects of yourself, the different emotions. If you look at yourself as separate parts, you are then able to actually integrate all those parts more efficiently. So anger, love, jealousy, compassion, every emotion could always be seen as a separate entity, a separate part to you. Each of these parts requires certain attention, certain sustenance, certain information and experiences. And then there is the air that fills the building. Your soul, your eternal self, is the air. It's always there. And the air, what is always there, what is always around and within us all, is love. You are love. You are energy. And the fundamental and foundational vibrational frequency of that energy is love. The air is there. It doesn't require any attention. It doesn't require anything at all. It's just the air. The emotions and different parts of yourself within you, the wounded inner child, the ego, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and even the superconsciousness. The part of yourself which wants to achieve, the part of yourself which wants to ensure that everybody else has something before you do yourself, whatever part of it that is likened to the people. And the people actually need attention. They need continual maintenance, continual healing, just as the body does. You look after your body, you're going to live for a longer period of time. You're going to have more experiences within this life. You look after the people within the house, making sure that they are warm and protected and secure, and that they have information to ingest through whatever media or medium that you deliver that information, whether it is that you listen to videos like this on YouTube, whether it is that you read a book, whether it is that you actually book a one-on-one session with somebody like myself, or even with myself, to discover, to venture into the darkness, to discover those parts of yourself and integrate them back into the whole. Whatever way that you go about ingesting this information, it brings a form of security and sustenance and maintenance to the people. The eternal self doesn't need any healing. The house and the people within need continuous maintenance and healing. A very short, simple way of viewing it that I shared in the Stop Trying to Heal Yourself video is it's only ever the ego that believes itself to need to be healed, and it's only ever the ego that then believes itself to be healed. The conscious human aspect of yourself will always require maintenance. Everything you experience requires a form of acceptance and grounding and integration. Look at it like a wire. If you have a very high current, massive amount of frequency traveling through a very small wire, it will damage the wire. When you're asleep, you can channel through a small amount of energy, and the wiring, the body that you have, is capable of sustaining this energy. As you awaken and are able to channel through more and more wisdom, information, more and more energy, your body needs more maintenance, more integration. The parts of yourself which have feelings of separation, feelings of needing to be healed, require that healing to allow for it to feel as though it is gaining the information required through channeling through that energy, that wisdom. As you continue to expand your awareness and your ability to channel through that energy, that frequency, the casing of the wiring, the house, as well as the internal aspects to it, the people, need continually maintaining and building. Again, it's not really healing, it's remembering. The wire that is a single coil is the same wire when it joins up to the truth of who it is with the rest of the wires, to be able to then channel through safely that larger frequency. You have never been, and you never will be, anything less than a miracle, a being of infinite potential in all ways. This is the depth and the truth that you can discover once you have integrated and accepted all parts of yourself. The good, the bad and the ugly all exist within me. If it's outside me, it's part of me. And whatever I've experienced has been perfect to lead me to where I am now. And what I'm doing now is perfect to gain the foothold and foundations to then move forward from to where it is that I'm going. If there is any more information that you require, please drop a comment in the comments below, and I will channel through whatever information that you ask and deliver it in another video so that you can receive it and potentially bring that information and expansion to others. Because if you have a question, I guarantee somebody else does. And it's all about actually uniting and connecting together. So drop a comment below where you are around the world, so that if there is somebody close to you, local to you, who is feeling a little bit separated from the truth of who they are, that you may be able to actually reach out and connect with them. Even if it's just going for a walk together, spending a bit of time in nature. How amazing would that be? That if by watching this video you connect to somebody who actually lives a couple of roads away, who's watching the same video at the same time, and then you can go on a walk and connect and remember together who you are. Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the bio, the comments below, to gain access to all of the rest of the content we create. And it is my pleasure to be able to guide you, to lead you back home to yourself. Look at it like a journey through a jungle. There's lots of obstacles, there's lots of dangers along the way. But it's the experience of having the experience which is the whole point in it. You don't go to try to win going for a walk through the jungle trek. It's not about the destination, it's about the experience. But when you venture into unknown territory, specifically when it is full of those darker aspects of the consciousness, negative being a word that is egoic and brings a perspective and a separation to it again. When you venture into the jungle, it's more beneficial to take a guide with you who knows the terrain and who has walked it before. So I will guide you all the way. I'll keep you safe, I'll support you and assist you. But it is you that will take the journey. It is you that will reach the final destination, and it is you that will open that door. I'm here to provide you the key, but it is you that must pick it up and use it. Thank you for who you are and everything you do. And until next week, until the next episode, love, light, and infinite blessings. Namaste. And actually, quickly before I go, not only is there the Saturday episodes of Together We Rise, every Tuesday is a new series, Modern Day Mindfulness, and every Thursday is the United We Stand series. So there is 3 series, 3 episodes a week, each in an individual series on the Cosmic Surfer YouTube channel. And there is a weekly meditation on the Mainstream Meditation channel. So I suggest and actually guide you towards going over there and utilising that very powerful and deeply transcendental and transformational episodes of Mainstream Meditation. Tuning in to tune out and enjoying the adventure of life, one breath at a time. Love, light, and infinite blessings. Namaste.